Tony Khan calls out lies surrounding AEW's UK event. Plus, a WWE title has been vacated and future plans for NXT Champions have been revealed. It's all in the wrestling news right now. AEW are off to Wembley.
Oh, yes. It was a big day for them, wasn't it?
Massive day for them. Tony Khan celebrating one of the best days in AEW history yesterday, in his own words. Over 36,000 sold for All In already, with more no doubt to come. Tony Khan says we're only getting started. More great seats are going on sale. They'll be celebrating on Dynamite tonight.
They absolutely. I bet he's got a big announcement. I bet he'll announce. I hope they do announce and keep an update of how many tickets they've sold and how big the stadium, because it definitely feels massive. It feels really, really big. 36,000 is a lot of tickets to shift in one day. It's an impressive number. One who wasn't impressed by it is ESPN boxing insider Mike Coppinger. He replied to a tweet about the ticket sales that Tony put out, and he said, not the one that Tony put out, a different one. He said, hearing Wembley is scaled for only 40k for AEW, a far cry from last April when I was ringside for Tyson Fury, Dillian White, and it was packed to the brim with 94,000. Nothing beats the big fight feel at Wembley. To which Tony Khan responded. What did he say, Fraser? He said, lies. What a load of crap. Tell your agent, Nick Khan, to shove it up his ass.
So normally calm and
very reserved.
Reserved
kind of
reply.
Back. Yeah, very sort of like, actually, it wasn't that. You know, we're set up for more. Shove that up your ass. You know, he's
then make some room for more.
Yeah, well, it's funny. He obviously gets Nick Khan in there just to a little shot at the WWE.
Well, that's because I think Nick Khan used to be a top agent at Creative Artists Agency, which represents our boy Mike from Boxing Insider.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. Look, that because you can see from the seating plan on Ticketmaster and what AEW has released, it's set up for way more than 40,000. They're going to shift 40,000 probably by the end of today, I would imagine, if they've not already. Pre-sale has only just started. General sale is not until the 5th. You know, like, there is still time to get these tickets moved. And I saw something last night about how they've almost beaten WCW's all-time attendance record in the Georgia Dome of 40,000, and they've almost done that in one day. Now, there was a dispute that their show in North Korea did more, but there's a dispute there. So we'll see, but I'm really excited for this show. I'd imagine 90,000 people packed in there. Even 60,000 would be massive.
Now, Tony continued to respond to Mike Coppinger, adding, since you carry the credentials of a credible reporter and represent the worldwide leader, I'm just curious, who was your source for this? And how can a reporter representing ESPN tweet something about a legit news story that is so blatantly wrong and easily verified as a falsehood? And again, like you said, Fraser, the seating plan does not echo the idea that it's taped off for 40k.
Definitely not.
We're going long on this one.
And the fact that there has been, if they were taped off for 40,000, you would assume that not every section around the entire arena would be used. And there's been a lot of people getting tickets really quite high up the stadium. So in the sections of like 500 section, which is at the top rim of the stadium, you would assume they would just not open them up. So they're going to have to account for the fact that they're open. You're going to get more than 40,000 people in there. It's going to be massive. I can't wait to see how many people they actually do pack in there.
Yeah, I've seen people on Twitter, I think our very own Ben Potter, saying that he's got nosebleed tickets. To which John Moxley went, nosebleed ticket? What? I can get a ticket for that. That's a little joke there. We will keep tabs on AEW's journey to London. It's whichever side, and I know wrestling's quite tribal. No way. And I genuinely think that if you are of a sound mind, whichever side of the war, if you want to call it that,
quote unquote,
it's not. But whichever, if you're more WWE than AEW or whatever, that's still an impressive first day sale.
It's insane, and it's really incredible. It's like a boom period for wrestling that you can do that. They can, within their first 3-4 years, go, we're running Wembley and they're getting this many people. Obviously 36,000 on one day, that's like one of the best selling ticket like pushes. Their best attendance in AEW is 20,000. Yeah. They've smashed it. They've done it already. So even, you know, the credit where credit's due, they've done it.
Yeah.
And there's only more room to grow.
Absolutely. When WWE did Clash in Wales, like the excitement about that and the sheer amount of tickets that were shifted was phenomenal. And we're doing it all again this year for AEW as well. Europe wants wrestling.
Yeah, give us
we
more.
do. Hey.
We like it here.
Yeah.
We've got a really great scene
Get
as
over
well.
here, Impact.
Come on.
Get over
St.
here.
James's Park is open.
Oh, Impact of St. James's Park.
Yeah.
Yes, or at least the Utilita. Now, there was some news that came down last night. Some sad news for those fans of Dark Side of the Ring. What's the latest on this one?
From The Guardian, Vice, the global news publisher and TV company that was once valued at $6 billion, is reportedly close to filing bankruptcy. This company is massive. It's been around since 1994, I want to say. They're more than just Dark Side of the Ring. They've got Vice News, they've got Motherboard, Refinery 29, and Vice TV. And it looks like this could be the end of the company. It is a real shame to see something as big as Vice be on the cusp of ending.
The bankruptcy for Vice is interesting because they are genuinely like one of the bigger independent sort of media outlets. So to see them struggling in this point is tough. It's a real tough one, and it will probably spell the end of Dark Side of the Ring as well.
In a wrestling context, Dark Side of the Ring is likely. It'll likely be gone unless it gets picked up elsewhere, which I doubt, because it's a very Vice product. Vice is known for making a lot of documentaries, and they've got some fantastic documentaries there. A lot of them are on YouTube, and Dark Side of the Ring was one of those that just sort of, it hit a really good niche, and I think people really jumped on it and really, really enjoyed it, and it is a shame to see it ending. But yeah, Vice, unfortunately, looks like they're going to have to be filing for bankruptcy. But have been involved in sale talks with at least 5 companies in an attempt to avoid said bankruptcy, according to the New York Times, that is.
We will keep an eye on that one at cultaholic.com. Over to NXT. You may have woken up this morning, looked on Twitter and seen a mask has been unveiled of somebody within wrestling. And of course, we're talking Scripts, who had a great match with Axiom. Those two were great. However, as Axiom went to do the honourable thing and shake the hand, Scripts gives him a smack for good measure, and Axiom doesn't stand for this.
What an evil man. What an evil, what a heel.
A heel type maneuver. Axiom responded and ripped Script's mask off. It was Reggie.
What? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? That's
Reggie? That's not possible. His name is Scripts.
Exactly.
It's a totally different person.
Stuck into the building that time. Big Reggie chants from the crowd as well.
And then, he got a big pop.
He got a big pop.
I can't believe it's been Reggie this whole time. Are you telling me he's been under the mask?
I wonder where Reggie had been.
Yeah, he's not been on TV
Who's
much.
been Somaliaing?
The wine has gone unsommelier.
Mind you, Carmella's now expecting, so she's not drinking.
She's not drinking the wine, so he's been busy.
So they don't need a sommelier.
Yeah, well, Axiom has been promising to expose Scripts for quite a while, and he's finally done it.
He has indeed.
Exciting time for NXT fans.
Exposed in front
roster.
of the real full wrestling world was Scripts. I really want them just to lean in him, be Reggie now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Scripts didn't really work. As much as NXT has that sort of bubble where there are a bit stranger characters, bit weirder characters, Scripts just didn't really connect, personally anyway. I don't know about the live crowd, maybe they were into it. But Reggie, maybe we'll see a little good run from him. Him and Axiom have great chemistry, for sure.
Oh, yeah, they do. We said hello to Reggie. We said goodbye to Indy. How did we do that?
Last night she relinquished the NXT Women's Championship, announcing that from next week, a tournament will begin to crown the new champion. Of course, she was drafted to Raw just this past week on the WWE draft. But she announced that the new tournament will crown a new champion at Battleground on May 28th. She was then helped to the back by Dexter Lumis, and a lovely little moment that sort of capped her time off in NXT. Obviously, she was very popular for a while in part of the Way and part of Index, so it's nice to see them have a little reunion and her little crowning moment in NXT.
I'm hoping that, I believe Owen is on the edit for this one. If not, apologies to you, Joel. That is the photo of the final scene of Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis in NXT, and that's great.
It's lovely.
I love that.
Really nice.
Really love that. The belt was left in the middle of the ring, to which Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez both put hands on it, and then every woman in the NXT locker room that was still left after the draft just piled into the ring and had a big old fight.
It showed the depth of the roster. They've gone, look, we're going to be fine, because the NXT did get gutted. They got gutted in the draft. But I'm excited to see a new crop of talent come through. Shame Indy's title reign only lasted about 30 8 days, I want to say.
Yeah, we barely touched the sides with the indie title reign, didn't we?
She got injured, so maybe they should have called an audible in that triple threat match last week, but who knows? They couldn't account for that. But I'm excited to see what she does in the main roster.
Yeah, exactly. The story never ends. Now, the story continues for 2 NXT champions who are making their move next week to SmackDown. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are the reigning NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. They beat Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Nearly called her Casey Catanzaro there.
Katana Chance. That was her old name. It's
her old name.
Yeah, she's Katana Chance now.
But upon beating them, they intimate that they're taking the NXT Women's Tag Titles to SmackDown with them.
That's an exciting prospect. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it, because will they go back to NXT to defend them like Solo Sikoa did, where they had that very brief run with the NXT North American Championship, or will they just be part of the SmackDown brand?
Well, do we get separate tag titles for both brands, for both the men's division and the women's division?
I mean, that could be a way to do it. The roster certainly has the depth now, especially with the recent call-ups from NXT. They've got a massive roster. Do you split it? Maybe you would need a little bit more depth on the SmackDown side to boost up tag division rankings, but that could be a way to do it. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire taking the belts to SmackDown is quite an exciting prospect. I would like to see them go back to NXT and defend them occasionally, though, sometimes, because there's some really good tag teams in there. There
is, but we'll see what they do with that. Interesting times ahead.
Cool, yeah.
Post-draft. Post-draft.
Post-Backlash.
And away we go.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
9 pitches for Backlash later today at youtube.com/Cultaholic. We're going to have a look at what we would like to happen and what we want to happen. And you get that on the YouTube channel. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, check out Cultaholic.com. Anything you want to plug?
Worst Shows Ever is on the channel now. Go and watch that. It's Backlash, isn't it? Go and check it out.
Go and watch Worst Shows Ever with Fraser Porter.
Do it
now.
Do it.
Now, while you're here, go do it. Love you, bye. There you go. Now you can go. Go! They're still here.
They're still here.
Go watch it. God, we've got stuff to do. We haven't recorded 9 pitches yet.